So our next speaker is Poki. So he's sitting right here with his dad. I'm going to turn your shot too. Poki was born and raised in Wai'anae. He attended Kamehameha schools and graduated in 2000. After that, he moved to Hilo in 2003 to attend school. So when he was there, he worked in Hawaiian Language. So he taught 300 and 400 level ʻŌlelo Hawaii classes. And then after he graduated UH Hilo, he's been teaching within the Hawaiian Immersion system. So he's taught at Kēia Āina Public Charter School in Keaukaha, in Kekula o Navahi o Kalani o Pu'u in Kēia and at Kumana Public Charter School. So he has a lot of experience in Hawaiian Language Immersion, teaching various grades from 3 to 11. He currently lives in Honolulu with his wife and his son. So I want to introduce Poki.
E nā hoa kamaʻaina o ka ʻaina nani o Nānākuli mai nā kihi e hā o ka moku nani o Wai'anae. Aloha mai kākou. Ai, wa'o poki'i Seto no Wai'anae. And today, or this evening, I just wanted to kind of give my educational journey and how the different paths that I took to get to where I am today. But so I was raised in Wai'anae, Kumaipo Street, Wai'anae Valley, and I went to Kamehameha from kindergarten, so I didn't really have a lot of Wai'anae friends, only the ones who went to Kamehameha. And every time I think back, there's always one time that really just sticks in my head, and was when there were some actual kids from the block, and how they would always talk to me or get my attention is, "Hey, haole boy." So from day one already, I knew, oh my gosh, okay, something is up with this. So went to Kamehameha. When I was going through school, I was always the student that was, Cyrus is my English name, and it was always on the report card. You would, without fail, would always read, Cyrus is a student that has a lot of potential. I was that student. I was the potential student. Yeah. So I never really. I don't know what it was. I was just real kolohe from day one. That's just my ano. Yeah. So then going through, I actually made it through elementary, made it through intermediate, and then when I went to high school, the potential got a lot stronger. Yeah. Like, oh, Cyrus, this kid got a lot of potential. He has a lot of potential. Okay, so so the one thing that I got from Kamehameha is I always thought, because I was in this school system, it's a given. A Hawaiian, yeah, like nobody gonna call me haole boy, but at Kamehameha, still yet haole boy, haole boy. But that's what sticks with me now, because it really helped me to push to where I wanted to become, or what I wanted to become, and where I am now. So after graduation in 2000, I actually did a lot of traveling at the expense of my parents. My father is sitting right here. He can attest to that. I went to school in California for a year because I wanted to play sports. Never happened. Came back, and then I actually went to, I had a chance to go to school in Iowa to Hanaho to try and do some sports. Never happened. Never happened. Then when I came back, and this is something I never really told my parents. My oldest brother, he was actually a big driving force too. He really pushed me to learn my language and learn my culture. And he actually is a teacher right now at Kekula Navahi o Kalani o Pu'u in Kea'au. as well as a professor at UH Hilo. And my earliest experience with Papa ʻŌlelo Hawaii is, so I walk into class, and he was the kumu. He was the kumu. He said, "You're gonna go to school, and you're gonna take my class. That's it." And I said, "Okay, let's do it." Go into class, first day, I remember sitting down, and I see all the other haumana coming in, everybody's sitting down, and in walks in the kumu, my brother. First thing he does, he goes to the board, doesn't even say anything. He starts writing on the board. So as he's writing, of course, the first thing you do is take out a pen and paper, and you just start jotting down whatever he's jotting down. So he's getting halfway through it, and I see all these numbers, and I'm like, okay, here we go. So I start writing down the numbers. And then he turns on and says, "Okay, aloha kako, this number right here, take it down. This is my brother Poki. This is his phone number. If you have any questions, you call him up." So from day one, I knew that I had to just be on it. I had to be on it. The potential was, we just had to do now. We just had to do. So that actually brings up an ʻŌlelo no ʻea o ke kahua mamua mahope ke kukulu, yeah, which means the foundation first, and then you can build. So my foundation at that point was making sure that the ʻŌlelo was pa'a. Yeah, my ʻŌlelo had to be pa'a. So what did I do? I ended up taking 100-year 4 years in a row. But not because I didn't pass. Not because I didn't pass. Yeah, I had potential. So I ended up taking first year for a while, just so I knew that everything would be pa'a. And then after that, second year, and then third year, and everything just fell right into place. And the one, I mahalo my brother for really pushing me from day one, and he still to today is a heavy supporter of what I do. But the thing with that is, if you have an older brother in the same system that you're at, that could turn into something that might not work in your favor. So the whole thing was, Poki, that's Yapo's brother. That's Yapo's brother. That's why I had the "that's why" disease over there. That's Yapo's brother. That's why. That's what they always say. So then I had to try and push through that barrier, which is, okay, yes, my older brother is here, but I need to know, and I just want everybody to know that I'm my own person. I'm my own person, and I can do this. Yeah. So that's when I started really diving deep into the ʻŌlelo. When I got to the upper level Hawaiian language classes, some of my good friends who I used to, well, it was my brother's friends, but before I started attending school, we would always hang out with the older brother and all the friends. So that was who all the teachers were, which brings me to my second barrier, yeah, because I was pushing so hard to be my best in the upper level Hawaiian language classes. Then that's why I came out again. Oh, because you're the friends with the kumu, that's why. You're friends with the kumu, that's why. So even more so, I had to push to just break through all these barriers, yeah? So I pushed really hard, and I really studied a lot, and that's where I really noticed that the ano of my kumu was kind of just fell onto me too, because at UH Hilo, that institute is really strict and really focused on the prosperity of the Hawaiian language, and that really is with me today, all the way down to just I needed to know exactly. So research went into knowing, what does this word mean? Where is the origin of this word? And then the term makavalu. Makavalu is something that is with me all the time. And makavalu is to have different perspectives. Yeah. So if we can take a word and see break it up into different sections, it could mean this for somebody, but it could mean this for somebody else. So being open to these different perspectives is what I really got out of UH Hilo in the ʻŌlelo Hawaii system. And in 2009, I actually got chosen by my professors to go to Aotearoa. And they wanted me to go to Aotearoa to, I guess, learn Maori, te reo Maori, and see how it what are the similarities and differences within our two languages. And while I was in Aotearoa, something happened to me that really changed my life. And what happened was, I was going to school there for a semester, and the day before I was supposed to get back on the plane to come back home, I became really, really sick, and I actually ended up in a coma for almost a week. And my heart stopped, my lungs just stopped working, because I have bad asthma, and the place that I was in Aotearoa and Waikato, the weather was just not working with my body. And the very last night, I went into ICU and I ended up in a coma. And while I was in that coma, well, I mean, I was in the coma, so I took a little nap. But when I awoke, is when I told myself, well, I asked myself, what have I done in my life where if I didn't wake up, people would be like, oh, Poki, he's the guy that had potential? No. Like, what is it that I did in my life that is going to help the Lahui, that is going to help all the young people, that is going to help our kupuna? And I did some schooling, this and that, but that incident is really what drove me to kick it into overdrive. So when I woke up from that coma and I came home, I really hit the ground running, and that was when I just made sure everything was pa'a. All my professors, they actually had me teaching classes too at the same time while I was a student. So even more, I had to be on what I was doing. So I actually helped with I was the educational assistant for the 300 and 400 level ʻŌlelo Hawaii, and I had to tutor all the haumana in there. And I would sit in all the classes, every level. I would always just keep sitting in because I just needed to always have that refresher, just to make sure that I was always on top of my game. Then I graduated from Hilo, and I went into a teacher certification program at the same university, Hilo, called Kahua Viola. And this program is to certify teachers by the use of the Hawaiian language. So the entire program is in ʻŌlelo Hawaii. And every subject, math, science, even English is taught in Hawaiian. Yeah? So that was actually a big thing for me. And then that was when I went into the Hawaiian Immersion system. So I worked at Ke Kula Navahi o Kalani o Pu'u, and I taught from the entire spectrum. I taught from 3rd grade Hawaiian language to 6th grade social studies to 8th grade hana no eau to 10th grade performing arts and 11th grade media, all in ʻŌlelo Hawaii. So that really helped me out to bring what is ancient into the modern, yeah? So after that, I always told myself, okay, the immersion system is where it's at, period. This is where I need to be. But a lot of my friends, they actually left the immersion system to come back to their communities. And one of my friends told me, you know, Poki'i, not only the immersion system need Hawaiian language teachers, you know. And I thought, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, because these guys ʻŌlelo already. More better we go outside, go back to the community and teach our people who have had less of an experience with the ʻŌlelo, because that's where more of the help needs to be. So I actually, last year I moved back from Hilo, my wife and my son. And my wife we actually met in college in our Papa ʻŌlelo Hawaii. And how we met was, I'm kind of a competitive person. I have that spirit in me. So when mahalo, I remember the first day I actually saw her come in, and it was just like, wow, yeah, that kind. And then not only was it the wow from what I saw, but she was akamai. She was akamai, yeah. So how I tried to ho'opili. How I tried to ho'opili was, I was like, "What, you like study? We go study together." Yeah, we go study together. So we would study a lot together, and then the competition part came in, and she was just like, she told me, you know, I bet I can get better grades than you. Oh, what? Okay. So it was pretty much on from that point. She won. She got better grades than me. But I won in the end because now she ended up being my wife, and we have a son now. And what I love about my wife is that because we met already on the same track in Papa'olelo, Hawaii, I knew we were gonna walk the same path together, and that was making sure that the ʻŌlelo always lives. So we made the choice and the commitment to keep that going. So our son is actually being raised as a manaleo. Yeah, we have made the choice to not speak to our son in English at all. Yeah, so for us, it's our way of making sure that the Hawaiian language lives. Yeah, and a lot of people used to talk to me about sovereignty and this and that, but sovereignty is such a huge thing. Yeah, but to me, on the grassroots level, yeah, if I know in my na'au that my ohana, we are sovereign because we are perpetuating language within our home. Yeah. So for myself, when I talk to my son, when I speak to my wife, I know it's not just me speaking to my wife, it's not just me speaking to my son. It's our kupuna that are speaking, that are there with us, because this is the ancient language, this is our mother tongue. Yeah. So last year we moved back from Hilo, and I worked at Halau Kumana in Makiki, and I was the Kumu ʻŌlelo Hawaii for the 8th and the 10th graders. And I told them on the first day that we're not gonna, Halau Kumana is, they do a lot of outside, yeah, everything is makahana ka'ike. We're gonna go outside, we're gonna learn about this, we're gonna do the work, okay? So first day, a Haumana came up to me, he's like, "Wait, Kumu, what are we gonna do outside the class?" And I told him, we're not going outside, okay? We're not going outside, we're gonna sit in this class, and we're gonna learn the language. We're gonna learn the language. And he's like, "Bakumu, makahana ka'ike." And I said, "Okay, that's fine, but with me, it's mai ka'ike kahana." You know? We're gonna learn about, yes, this is lepo. We're gonna learn that this is kalo. We're gonna learn that this is haloa. After we learn that, we can apply that to what we do outside when we puka iwaho. You know? That just tripped them out. They were, what? So, but that's the whole getting back to the makavalu thing. Yeah, it's the different perspectives. Yeah, I am a true believer of makahana ka'ike. I am also a firm believer of mai ka'ike kahana. Yeah, it is good to know before you go out and do. Yeah, it's good to always have that background before you go out and just, okay, now I learned how to do that. Yeah, sometimes it's just good to know. Yeah. So I actually now I teach Hawaiian language to kindergarten, first and second at Kamehameha schools, and for myself, it was a real an accomplished goal for me, because my whole thing with the language is I need to be able to teach the basic. How do you take a language that is so, it's just, the Hawaiian language has so many layers to it, but how do we take the ʻŌlelo Hawaii and take it down to a level where kindergarten, first and second can just pick it up like that? Yeah? How do we take a language that is so ma'oa ma'ane'i and bring it down to this level? Yeah? And it's not just so K through 2 can learn it, but anybody can learn it if you just take it to its simplest form. Yeah? So I really, I'm currently getting my master's degree at UH Manoa in the Department of Education, not the DOE, but in the Education Department at Manoa, and in curriculum studies. But it's curriculum studies for K through 12 Hawaiian Immersion system, yeah? Because like was said earlier, yeah, ʻŌlelo needs to be a part of our life, period. That's why the title of my talk is O ka ʻōlelo Hawaii, ka ʻōlelo ʻOia Kēia Āina. Yeah, the Hawaiian language is the true language of this land. So it needs to be incorporated with anything and everything we do. Now, I'm not saying that we all gotta be fluent tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying, yeah? Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am encouraging is use the language whenever possible, in whatever capacity that you're able to use it in, yeah? Because the more we use our language, the more we help to rejuvenate it, and the more that we know that it's going to live on after we are not here anymore. Yeah, that's what it's pretty much all about. Now, I wanted to kind of do a short example of how much of a grammar Nazi I am with the ʻŌlelo, and this is me just being me. This is everything that I've come to be, from being the potential to being the kolohe to being. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna stop talking and we're gonna do this. Okay, so there's something going on right now. And it's kind of a problem. It's a problem for me in the sense that the whole makavalu thing is kind of out of this equation. Makakahi, I would say. They just see one thing. Okay? But the thing that I hear a lot going on that deals with the language is this right here. Are these two markings. Yeah? So this is the okina, and this is the kahako. Now, when the first Hawaiian language newspapers were printed, there was no okina and there was no kahako in the prints. So what I'm hearing now is, oh, but if our kupuna never need them, we don't need them now. There's where I have the problem, yeah? Because our kupuna, they were fluent. 100%. They knew where the okina was and they knew where the kahako was. Us today, we don't know. We don't know where it goes. So the example that I like to use is okay. This is something that I see on bumper stickers all over Hawaii. Malamaina, malamaina, malamaina. Now, let's talk about the importance of the okina and the kahako with these two words right here. So, malama. What do we know about this word malama? Malama. To care, malama, to care. Now, malama in the context of to care, malama, okay? Malama, without the kahako or any markings, is the term for the moon or the month, the lunar, yeah? Malama, okay? Now, this word, aina, this is the whopper, I think, okay? So let's break down this word aina, okay? So we have aina, then we have aina, and we have aina. Can everybody see that? Everybody see this? Okay, so we have Aina, Aina, and Aina. Now, which one is the one we're looking for? Which one is the one that we need to look for? Okay, so this first word, Aina, with no markings, okay? In the Hawaiian dictionary, Vahia Puku'i, yeah? Puku'i and Albert, Aina is the word to procreate. Yeah? Aina, Aina. Have you ever heard the term, what's the same word for a hoa, for your friend? Aikane. Yeah, so that ai is the, now that was a whole system of works. We don't have to get into that, but that's an example of that word ai, right here, ai. So this ai is for procreation. This second one, aina, with the okina, yeah, we would look at the word here, ai, which is to eat, yeah? So aina would be like a meal. Aina ahi ahi, dinner. Aina avakea, lunch. Aina kakahiaka, breakfast, okay? So we have procreate and we have a meal. Now, aina, with the okina kahako, this is the one we're looking for, yeah? This deals with the land that we on right now, okay? So, now going back to my original bumper sticker, Malama Aina. Now, without the use of okina kahako, this is the difference between let's care for the land or let's have a good time. Yeah? So, this is just an example of the importance of the language. Yeah, okay, kahua mamua. Yeah, and like I said, we don't all have to be fluent apopo. Yeah, we don't have to be fluent tomorrow, but there are resources that we can go to check to ʻOia. Yeah, we cannot just say, well, kapuna never have, so we don't need ʻōlelo, ʻole. Yeah, language is a living entity. Any language is a living entity. And that's why there's 4 or 5 different versions of the Pukewehewehe, yeah, the Hawaiian Language Dictionary, because it's constantly evolving. Yeah? So in this evolution of language, us as a Kanaka, we have a kuleana, yeah, to stay on that and know what is the difference between malama aina and malama aina. Yeah? For the sake of the lahui, let's know the difference between malama aina and malama aina. Yeah? Okay. So yeah, this is my example for that. Yeah. So I guess if I can leave some kind of a'oa'o, yeah, or some kind of lesson that I learned. Now, I graduated in 2000. It's 2014 right now. And I'm just in the process of getting a master's degree. Oh, no, I'm all about manava kupono. Yeah, whenever it's your time, it's your time. Okay? Yeah, ho manava nui. But in terms of what I put my parents through with, oh my gosh, I don't even know how much in debt I am with them with going to school, because I just took the long track going to school. I took the extended version of college, okay? But that was only because I didn't really have a goal in mind of what I wanted to do, because when I was at Kamehameha, I wanted to be an architect. So I went to my counselor and she straight up was like, she looked at my grades and she said, potential, you're not gonna be an architect. You're not gonna be an architect. And I took that to heart. I was like, okay, well then I'm done, I guess, yeah? Graduate from high school and that's it. So that's when I did my little, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, we're gonna test the waters at my parents' expense, call him my dad. But getting back to o ka ʻōlelo Hawaii ka ʻōlelo ʻoia i'o, the ʻōlelo Hawaii was the thing that really helped me. That was my alaka'i to help me get on the proper path of where I needed to go and how to bring my goals to fruition, yeah, with what I need to do for the lahui and just for the community in general. So, o ka ʻōlelo Hawaii, ʻoia ka mea nui. Yeah? That's how we know. That's how Us Āina from Wai'anae, Nānākuli. That's how we know we Āina of this wahi. Yeah? We have all of these, some of the street names. The street names are actually old names of this wahi. So we need to know those. We need to know where we are. Yeah? ʻŌlelo Hawaii. That's how we know where we are. ʻŌlelo Hawaii, that's how we know who we are. He Hawaii au. Yeah? Being able to say in your mother tongue, yes, I am Hawaiian. I am Hawaiian. ʻŌlelo Hawaii au. Knowing that we can at least pass this knowledge, this ike ku'una, on to the next generation. My son, I know already. He's going to be beyond potential. I know it. I refuse for him to be the potential kid. Yeah? O ka ʻōlelo Hawaii, ʻOia ka ʻoia i'o. And so, my a'oa'o is make sure that you at least have an inkling of what you want to do and have a plan. Yeah? If you go to a counselor and they tell you, you can be an architect, okay, plan B. Yeah? Plan B. Now when I went to college, like I said, I took the extended track. But that's because I was like, I'm going to take this class and then take that class and then, that class looks mean, I'm going to take that class too. So I just took classes. I was potential everywhere. So I was just boom, classes, just taking classes. 140 something credits and I'm not even close to graduating yet. Oh my God. So, and that was because I didn't have somebody to help me facilitate, to guide that too. So make friends with the counselors. Make friends. They want you to get out of school. They want you to get out of school. Yeah? And like you said too, the Hawaiian studies and the Hawaiian language teachers, they genuinely want you to succeed at the best of your ability. Especially if you are entering into a place where you're going to learn this language that this is kuleana, yeah? And the whole point of kuleana is that we ho'oko, yeah? We make sure that it gets done. And not just done, I did them. No, it needs to be fulfilled 100%. And that is the respect that the ʻŌlelo Hawaii needs. And that is what helped me to finally get out of that long track and get where I need to go. Yeah? No ka pono o ka ohana, no ka pono o ka lahui, ʻoia ka mea nui. O ka ʻōlelo Hawaii, ka mea e ola ai ke ao Hawaii. ʻOia kuʻu mana'o. Mahalo nui loa.
For Poki.
Oh, yeah, question?
The old ʻōlelo, yeah, from the ancestors, they never used the kākos and okinis. But yet, what precedes, what's in the beginning or at the end of the word, is what determines what aina you would use or what malama you would use.
The ka'i, yeah. So that would be the ka'i, yeah. So the ka'i is this, yeah, the ka or ke. That comes before the word. Now, this is called the ka'i because it's from the shortened word of ala ka'i, yeah. So this ka'i, that's how you can tell which one you would use. But in the for the kupuna too, yeah, it was all about po'aiapili. They knew what context they were using it in too, yeah. They knew the context in which we were using the word. So that was what, like I said, not that they didn't need it, but there really wasn't, because there was no written, they just knew. They knew where it was in the context that it was being used for. Yeah?
Now, I know when the okinas and the kākos came out, it was more like brought up from the Western world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the Westerners stopped ʻōlelo Hawaii. But how dare the Westerners bring back ʻōlelo Hawaii and make the people pay for learn back their own language? Don't you see a conflict in that?
I do see a conflict in that, yeah. And so it's not really, I don't know, it's not really about, okay, I do see the conflict in that. How they took it away and then they make us pay for learning them again. But the cool thing about higher education, yeah, is especially nowadays, there's money out there for Hawaiians for go school for free. We can go school for free and learn everything. We can learn Hawaiian language for free. Yeah? We don't have to pay out of pocket because they like help Hawaiians. Hawaiians, well, we need help. And there's a lot of help out there. Now, that's another kuleana that we got to take on, is actually going out and getting that help, because then I got to fill out this much papers, and for every one, and then I got to write one story about this, but pono, yeah, got to do it.
So at what age will you teach little Poki English?
Oh, okay, so I personally will not teach him English, only because the world that we're living in today, English is everywhere. English is everywhere. Now, in terms of linguistically, he's gonna pick it up, and he already does. He knows all his alphabets. He's only 1 year old. He knows his alphabets already. I'm just blasted away by that. Oh yeah, Super Y. Super Y, PBS.
You know, look, hearing her, she was saying, you know, I had a nephew that went Immersion school, and everything was Hawaiian. His old parents, as well as his grandmother, that was pure Hawaiian, did not know ʻŌlelo Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Now this kid is now 3rd grade, having problems with English and math, but nobody can help him because nobody knows ʻŌlelo Hawaii in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the kuleana?
And that's actually one of the biggest problems too, because then now we're talking about generational, yeah? Because my parents' generation and my grandparents' generation, ʻaʻole yeah? They couldn't ʻōlelo Hawaii, yeah? They couldn't ʻōlelo. Now that's just a generational thing, and it goes even to our generation too, because I actually met a guy in Safeway. He was one of the clerks, and I was conversing with my wife, and then he's like, "Oh, you guys ʻōlelo Hawaii?" And this brother, you could tell he was one Kanaka, man. He was on Kanaka. It was just straight up, like, you look at the book cover, this guy is Kanaka, kind of straight up. But he was like, "Oh, you guys ʻōlelo Hawaii?" We're like, "Oh, I." And he's like, and we're like, "Oh, are you ʻōlelo Hawaii?" He's like, "I try not to." And we're like, "Oh, why?" And he said, because his mana'o is always, he has sort of a bad feeling about it, because he said when he was raised by his kupuna, they would always ʻōlelo haole, but when the ʻōlelo Hawaii did come out, it was scolding. And everything was, when you're scolding, it was ʻōlelo Hawaii. So that's why whenever he hears it, he's just like, "Oh, bruh, maybe, what did I do? Yeah, what did I do?" So, but like I said, that's a generational thing, and that right now is where our generation is coming in as strong as we can, with making sure that we take care of our kuleana. And my teachers from UH Hilo actually are from the UH Manoa system, and they broke off and went to UH Hilo and just took off over there. So I have it instilled into me, this kuleana, that is never ever going to be done. But it's always making steps towards making sure, because the kuleana doesn't just end with me. It ends with my son, it ends with his kids and their kids. It's generational. So we're turning that around right now.
Like you stated earlier, UH Hilo is very strict. And I've heard that from so many people that I know went to UH Hilo and learned ʻŌlelo Hawaii, went to Hawaiian studies. And when they turned around and went to UH Manoa, they couldn't hack UH Manoa because it was too westernized, they said, compared to Hilo. Hilo, they were more comfortable because they felt it was ʻŌlelo Hawaii. And a few of my friends ended up going to Niihau. So Niihau has a different tang to it. And so, but they were able to communicate as to where their friends that went to Manoa could not comprehend what Niihau's were saying. And so that's what made UH Hilo students look at Hilo and Manoa. There's a battle round going on because they could understand Niihauans, Manoa cannot.
Yeah.
And when, Niihauans would try to help the Manoa students, they were closed.
Yeah.
Manoa was closed.
And I see that still yet, like now, because I'm at UH Manoa, And every time, for some reason, every time they bring up the different institutions and they say manoa, they just say manoa. And then when they say hilo, they're like hilo. What's that? Yeah. Hilo Hawaiian. Anakala.
You mentioned you had spent some time in Waikato, New Zealand, to study the similarities of the Maori language and the Hawaiian. Is it true that our punana reo is modeled after the kohanga reo in Maori?
It is, yeah. So one thing about language revitalization, yeah, because we're at the point of, the language was at the point of being non-existent, we needed a model, yeah, some type of model. So just by hearing the dialect, just by hearing the way that the te reo is spoken, that is one of the closest languages to the ʻŌlelo Hawaii. So it is true that yes, it was modeled after the kohanga reo, all the way down to the name, yeah, kohanga reo, punana reo, yeah.
Do you have information on like where people can learn Hawaiian? I heard they have classes here, but do you have any information that we can get about maybe trying to learn?
Well,
I heard there's classes here, but I don't know if that's
yeah, I don't.
true or not.
Yeah, I have no. I have.
They have classes.
Okay.
Yeah, check with the Wi-Fi over there.
Yeah. Oh, LCCS classes, but they also have websites you can go to. Yeah, like KSB website. They have Hawaiian language, like short Hawaiian
They
language.
have a website like ʻŌlelo. I know that. I said that to a few of my friends, but I'm not. It's an online series. But you know what I mean? I've taken classes before at Liberty Community College, and they also have one at Nānākuli, but I'm not sure if they still offer those classes. I was just wondering if you was aware.
Oh no, I don't know. Tell them.
They have online Kamehameha schools, adult education, they do have online, you know.
Yeah, we do offer online classes. It is what he was saying, we have 4 levels of Hawaiian language. Online, it was specifically for parents. So it's about, talking to your kids about certain things. So if you want information about that, you can see me. We are actively working on getting classes at our learning center here or in Hawaii. We're just looking for somebody to teach that for us. So, still looking. Maybe you can influence Poki to take another job.
Get planning potential. I was wondering, do you have experience teaching at the university level, with the EA, and then also in high schools and in intermediate school? What is, you talk about this foundational ʻŌlelo Hawaii at Kamehameha with the first graders. Like, what is your main delivery system to teaching a young 7-year-old who is video gamed out and what is the effective way that you?
Okay, so now teaching at the higher educational level, yeah, from university and high school, I really focused on grammar. Grammar was how I taught it. Yeah, po'opiko ave. That's what we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn grammar. We're gonna learn that. But when it comes to the younger levels, yeah, it's all about phonics. Yeah, phonics is what they're gonna pick up, and it's funny that you mentioned the gamers because there's a need for the kumus to actually integrate technology into the learning system. So what better way than to game it up? Yeah. So I actually on my personal iPad that I have, there's a lot of apps that deal strictly with language. But the cool thing is that all of these apps, you're able to record your own voice and write out your own language form. So what I did was I took all of these apps and I recorded my own voice, ʻŌlelo Hawaii, with the sayings, and then this is what I show to the students so they can see that cow is not cow, cow is pipi, yeah? And chicken is not chicken, it's moa, yeah? So it's all about phonics when they hear it, and that's when, in my class, my biggest ʻŌlelo no ʻoia that I use with them is Nānākamaka, ho'olohe ka pepeau, and pa'akawaha. Yeah? Yeah? Because you need to pa'akawaha so you can hear what Kumu is saying, and then ho'opili mai. Yeah? Ho'opili, that phonics is what I use to teach the younger kids, because if they can scream it out back at me, good to go. Yeah. All right.
So, you know, as we're teaching, because I'm in early child education at Kapua, and I find that it's so difficult to find curriculum, you know, that's available to me. I cannot go to Education Works because they don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So you spend countless time trying to create your own curriculum.
Oh, yeah.
Whereby, where is it that we can go to get, you know, Punana doesn't share, yeah? So, I mean, I can say that, but it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm limited, yeah, but you gotta buy,
Yeah.
you know, what I'm saying is that I'm looking for some place where you can just go, there is curriculum that I can.
Okay, so right now, like I mentioned earlier, I'm in the curriculum studies program at UH Manoa, and what is actually in the works right now is the creation of this curriculum system that can be used for early education, kula ha'aha'a, kula vaina, kula ki'iki'i. And the reason why there's very limited amounts of curriculum now is because there's no standards, yeah? There's no standards for ʻŌlelo Hawaii, yeah? They have standards for every other subject, but ʻŌlelo Hawaii, we just shooting from the hip, yeah? We're shooting from the hip. But somebody pointed out to me last year that, oh, Poki, there is standards for ʻŌlelo Hawaii. And then when I went on the website to look, it's pretty much, they have French, cut, paste, Hawaiian, yeah? But that's not the same. That's not the same. That's not the same, yeah? So right now, it's actually in the works to create these standards so that we can have this curriculum that is developed for every pie of learning, yeah.
I'm glad that there is, you know, because Punana will be out for Nānākuli no Kahiki.
Mhm.
So, and still we still have any standards and we're still shooting from the hip.
I know.
Very disheartening.
Yeah.
For our keiki.
But it's in the works. It's in the
Okay,
works, you know.
What is your plans after you finish with your master's? Are you gonna come back to where you originally came and started from, here in Nānākuli, and help your community, or are you gonna go and venture out someplace else?
Well, okay. So my wife, yeah, we gotta go that route now if we're going that way. So my wife, she's from Keokaha. So she's Hilo Pa'a, yeah, and it was pulling teeth for her to ho'imai a ne'i, yeah. So what I can do in my capacity as a kanaka, married to an Keokahayan, is that I just need to do what I can to make sure that my level is at its top. So for that part of the question, after I get my master's in education, I'm actually planning on trying to get my PhD in more of the linguistics side. So when it comes down to making this curriculum, I'm gonna have every aspect that I need, Hawaiian language, education, linguistics, then we got it.
You're not running from the hip.
Yeah, we gotta get past potential. We gotta be there, yeah. But then, I really have no idea. I wish I could tell you right now, yeah, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna go out. For me, the main thing right now is that the knowledge is being passed on, and the knowledge is being passed on maka ʻŌlelo Hawaii. Yeah. Mahalo.
I just have a comment. So you're going back to school. Is Dad still paying for it?
Aaron's in the room.
Paperwork. You can do the paperwork.
Yeah, no, it's not my parents now, but Hawaii take care. Yeah, Hawaiians take care now. Yeah. All right. Yeah, mahalo nui.